Hi, this is Jenny Brav of Radiant Wholeness Healing. And here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's going to be the shortest day of the year soon. And I was hoping to do this in daylight, but after a few tries, it's already moving towards darkness. But that's perfect for the topic, which is exploring our shadow sides or the parts of us that we try to hide or that we might have disowned. And that could be parts of us that we're ashamed of, or it could be parts of us that are light or that are big, want to be visible, but that we have learned are not safe to bring out into the world. So we're going to do a short meditation to drop into what's here and present. And I'll have timestamps if you want to jump right into the tapping. And then we'll do some tapping to clear this. And so just closing your eyes if that's comfortable. And I invite you to start feeling into parts of you that maybe you keep hidden, that feel like shadow aspects of you. And it could be emotions like anxiety, anger, fear, vulnerability, insecurities. It might be your voice, gifts, boundaries, your needs. A part of you that wants to rest, that is slow, whatever it might be. And just noticing any emotions that are associated with it, either that are connected to this part or that you feel when you think of this part. And bringing up any beliefs you might have about this part of you, this aspect of you, what it means, any messages you received about it when you were younger. And noticing as you bring up this part, the emotions, the beliefs, what that feels like in your body. Maybe you don't feel your body at all if you disconnect or disassociate when you bring it up. Any places that feel numb, jittery, tight, contracted, and just noticing. And asking yourself if there was an age associated with when you first started disconnecting or hiding or feeling ashamed of this part. What age might it be? This might be connected to a memory. It might not be. You might get an age range. You might get a sense that you came in with this. Sometimes these patterns are inherited, especially around shame. Shame is such a sticky emotion, and it often can prevail from generation to generation because it's so tenacious and ingrained. And asking yourself, and if nothing comes up for this or any of the questions, it's totally fine, but maybe asking this part if it has a message for you, what it wants you to know, what the impact of being disconnected from in the dark, hidden in these subterranean corners of your being has had on it. Maybe ways it feels misunderstood, what its intention for you is. And when you're ready to jump into the tapping, you can open your eyes. Feel free to pause if you want to spend more time here. And as always, you can modify the words when you say them back. You can repeat in your head or out loud, tapping on the side of your hand, taking a deep breath. Even though I have these shadow aspects of me that have been hidden or that I have disowned for a long time, and part of me really wants to reclaim these parts, embrace these parts. Because I know it's necessary for my wholeness to be fully me. And another part of me is terrified of losing love, of being out of control, of not being enough, of who I might be if I reclaim this shadow aspect. I love and accept myself deeply and completely, even with all of this. Good. Deep breath. Tapping all over your head. High shadow aspect inside of the eyebrows. And feel free to name specifically as we go through a few points what this shadow aspect is. Outside of the eyes. Under the eyes. Breathe. Under and above the lips. High shadow part of me. Under the collarbone. I have kept you hidden for a long time. Middle of the sternum. Not wanting to acknowledge you. Ribs. Being ashamed. Side of the body or scared. inside of the wrist. And I'm finally willing to look at you. Other wrist, deep breath. So many emotions come up for me around you, tapping all over the head. Shame inside of the eyebrows, fear outside of the eyes, frustration under the eyes, confusion. And add any other emotions here that have not been named. Under and above the lips, breathe. I acknowledge these emotions under the collarbone. I learned a long time ago, middle of sternum, that this part of me was not okay. Ribs wasn't safe. Side of the body, maybe I even came in with this belief. Inside of the wrist. And I acknowledge any gatekeepers of the wrist that have been holding this part at bay. Tapping all over the head. Thank you so much. Inside of the eyebrows for wanting to keep me safe. Outside of the eyes. Avoid losing love. Under the eyes, try to avoid judgment. Under and above the lips. And I'm grateful for your help. Under the collarbone, and I'm ready to look at this part now. Middle of the sternum to reclaim it. Ribs to invite it out of its hiding. Side of the body, breathe. I invite you to pause in the tapping for a moment and just close your eyes if that feels comfortable and connect to that part. And if there's an age associated with it, connect to any young part that learned that this part was not okay, learn to hide it, or maybe ancestors if it feels inherited and you don't need to know who the ancestors are. We can just reach across time and space to any ancestral pattern or even karmic pattern. And acknowledge your younger self, the ancestors, for doing what they had to do to survive, to be accepted, to feel safe, to avoid rocking the boat, to get a sense of belonging. or to honor their individuality, whatever it might be. And then creating a bridge between then and now so that they can start seeing that it is finally safe now. And rather than your current self continuously getting hijacked into older versions of you or old contracts that no longer serve, invite those parts into the present moment so that they can see your life now and how this split between parts, suppression of certain parts, is actually just preventing you from all the things it was intended to help you with. And imagine that with your younger self or with your ancestors, you're inviting this part out of hiding. If you can feel it in certain parts of your body, for me, it's often in this contracted place in my solar plexus. You might feel it somewhere else. You might see it in a place and not in your body. Sometimes parts of us stayed behind in homes that we lived in or with people who passed or that we were once close to. And so just calling these parts from wherever they are and holding them out in front of you and just nodding to them and recognizing that, whatever it is, if it's your anger that's defending a powerless part, if it's your voice, your bigness, if it's your softness, your vulnerability, your shyness, the nerd in you, the part of you that's really strong and vocal, just nod to that part and give it space. Recognize that this is a precious part of you. And let's clear it of all negative energies that have been associated with it, all the negative beliefs, the things you were told about this part. And you can either blow all of that off of it, or imagining I do something called a karmic car wash. You can imagine you're washing it off. You can invite in the wind, the rain to cleanse it. Clear light. Until it's just another bright, precious part of you. And when and if you want, if you feel ready, if you get an inner yes, if not, you might want to keep doing the first parts of the video. Bring this back into your body. Either you can bring it into your crown and let it go wherever it wants to, or if it feels like it belongs in a certain chakra, body part, your heart, your voice, your third eye, your crown, any of the lower chakras, or it could be kind of in your back if there's tightness there, sacrum, wherever you're feeling that this part belongs, calling it back. And sensing, feeling, imagining a version of yourself. This might be a future you, a parallel version of you, a wise self version of you. who is already living from this place of integration, of wholeness, of balance between the shadow and the light. Of having let go of the split, of the duality, of the good, bad, right, wrong, where all the parts being accepted, welcomed, and loved are no longer being distorted versions of themselves, which just exacerbated the disowning of them. But now this part gets to be its highest version of itself as well within you. And just notice any qualities that this version of you embodies, what it's like for this version of you to be so whole and integrated, how you're feeling living your life from this place. And asking for any message or gift, transmission, reassurance, loving words that this version of you wants to convey to the current version of you. And once you've received it, seeing, feeling, imagining that you're merging with this version of you, really feeling what that's like in your body. To live from this place. And when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes while still embodying this integrated shadow and light part of you. And if it feels good to seal the healing, tapping all over your body, shaking it out, touching something grounding. Thank you for going on that journey with me. And as always, please comment how it went, like so other people find this, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And there's information in the description below if you want to know more about working one-on-one with me. And I will be putting out information soon about a longer program that I will be holding to reclaim the light, to move from the dark to the light. Thank you so much.